In three, two, one. Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Cast a Strong Style. I'm your host, Don Delarente, and I'm joined always by my co-host, Moto. Hello,
The
Moto.
gen. Hello, I'm the genius. We missed you guys. How are you, Don?
I'm very good, Moto. I'm very good. Thank you for asking. We're going to have to get you the pomp and circumstance for your intros when you come on this show.
I think that'd be a good idea. I think that's great. Being very smart today, Don.
The genius needs our theme music. We'd like to let you know that Cast a Strong Style is brought to you by the WrestleCast. You can find us at www.pspn.us. You can also find us at thewrestlecast.tumblr.com. You can also find us on iTunes, Stitch Radio, Google Play, SoundCloud, and any device that you can add an app to record, to listen, or download, subscribe a podcast. So, Mojo, we're going to get right into it. We're going to have some injury update news first, as we've got a new injury on the horizon as Azuka from um, Suzuki Gun is going to miss wrestling Dontaku because he is suffering from a fractured ankle.
Mm.
I know the children are happy that he's not going to be terrorizing them.
Well, yeah, I mean, all parents and children should be relieved. He's not going to be eating anyone, but from a wrestling standpoint, he was just fun to watch as he terrorized everyone. So we wish him well here.
Right, right. Hamna has is moving around. He's up and about, and even though it probably wouldn't be the most advisable thing, he's trying to return to the ring by the fall winter time.
Uh, um, I don't think that's a good idea at all. I mean, he nearly got paralyzed for life. He should really take his time. And we wish him the best, but take your time returning to the ring.
Right. And our final bit of injury news update is that our man Shibata um, still not looking good. He's still hospitalized as of last weekend when I looked up some things on the internet. He's gonna have, I think he had a surgery today to, um, you know, take out a piece of the skull to kind of relieve some of the swelling on his brain. He still says that he doesn't have full function of his right side, so um, things aren't looking very good for just his general health, let alone returning to New Japan. So he'll always be able to say he went out and he had a classic. Not too many wrestlers can say that, but it's unfortunate.
No, not at all. It's a very sad situation. He always brought his number one into the ring, and he always would say that he wanted to bring his 100% effort into the ring because it could be his last match. And it really just saddens me to hear about this. I hope he gets well. The good news is he is not trying to push himself so hard. He wants to return to the ring, but he's going to take his time in going back so he has a full recovery.
Right, right. So we definitely send out our best wishes to all the guys in Japan right now who are suffering through injuries. And with the best of Super Juniors and G1 upcoming, I'm pretty sure that that list will get longer through the spring and summer. So this is like the title says, this is Cast a Strong Style.
That's right. It's just belly of the beast, unfortunately.
Right. All right, so we're going to get into some matches that are going to lead up to the big event, Wrestling Dontaku, that's going to take place on May the 3rd. So, back on April 27th, we had Rocky Romero and Trip Beretta, Moto's favorite, Roppongi
Rapongi
Vice,
nice.
versus Taichi and Kanemaru for the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles. Roppongi Vice hit the Strong Zero with Kanemaru, and they become the new Junior Tag Team champions. As always, Roppongi Vice bring a lot of action, a lot of, as their group says, chaos with their matches. A little bit of comedy, Rocky Romero, a whole lot of seriousness, and some great near falls and tag team combinations in Beretta. highly enjoyable match, even with the Taichi cheating and oh, you know what I want to talk to you about the entrance,
The what?
Taichi's entrance, the singing that Pete Dunne
Um,
did
um,
in
um,
like
uh,
a long preview, and then him busting out and the singing. Oh,
it's just I cannot say any more about Taichi. It's just over the top ridiculousness. It's too much. Um, I always like seeing his girlfriend Miho Abe. She's just a great valet. I mean, she just comes out, wants to charm everyone. She's harassing everybody with her scarf. She even tried to seduce the ref who was not having it. It's nice to see her, but with Taichi, with the lip syncing and the mask and the hammer, and this just again too much. She's just bad
and the
gimmick all
and the
over.
tearaway pants in the middle of the match.
Too much. It's just too much. And I thought the same thing with the match. It was a lot of distractions that Roppongi Vice had to deal with. They had a lot of great spots themselves being physical, but there was so much interference with Desperado coming in, Miho. The thing about it is that they overcame all the antics, all the interference. It was well paced, great match. And at the end, Rocky Romero called out the Young Bucks because they're claiming they're the best tag team in the world, not the Young Bucks. So we'll see what happens with that.
Oh, it'll be another classic, and yeah, it's about time for the Young Bucks to come back. I'm sorry, like I said, when we first started this show, I'm starting to have Young Bucks withdraw because they haven't been over in like 4 or 5 months. So yeah, I'm ready to see them get back into the main. But
Oh, that's right. Sorry, before you go on, I just have to say that Taichi was so mad that he actually threw a table in the ring. But that's too bad, so sad. Roppongi Nice are the champions now.
so we had Chaos versus the Bullet Club, as we had Yoshihashi and his lovely hair versus with Ishii and Okada versus Yujiro, Kenny Omega, and Bad Luck Fale. First Fale taped
Um,
it, and then Okada. Okay.
I thought the match was pretty good. There was a spot though that Ishii like did a power bomb and Kenny fell on his head. I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my! I thought he got a concussion from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't look good. He did have the glazed eyes for a second.
Yeah,
Um,
it was pretty bad.
when Fale he turns after he wipes out Okada, he turns his attention back to Yoshihashi. Then he gives Yoshihashi the Tombstone Power Driver, and Bullet Club picks up the win. Then after the match, we get a post-match Bullet Club beatdown. What was cool was he was going for the bad luck fall, and then he like changed his mind and gave him the Tombstone just to like take that Okada.
I like that as well with Bad Luck Fale. We all know I'm not a big fan of him, but I thought that was a good move. Like don't expect what you would expect from me. Kind of taking him off guard. Um, I like the fact that Bullet Club they're healing it up a lot more with the beatdown of Chaos. It just seems that people thought they were getting a bit soft since they were losing all the time. So it's good to to see more heel antics from them, even though I don't like seeing Okada being beat down or Yoshihashi's wig beat down as well.
Ishii and Omega again, great interactions whenever they are in the ring with each other. Can't wait to see what they give at Dontaku when they have just all the time they're going to need to produce a great match. So our main event on that card was Minoru Suzuki versus Goto for the never overweight title match. I have a question
Yes.
for how evil and devious the Suzuki gun is. That Minoru Suzuki song gets the crowd cheering when they get to that one part, the like chorus part, the beginning of the chorus part.
Oh, the
Everybody,
Kaze ni Nare, that one.
yeah, that part. Do you know what that means?
No.
Yeah. But yeah, it makes everybody cheer and sing it. So I mean, there's something to it.
I
It
mean,
always,
it's a catchy song and it's good. I think
yeah,
it's called "Become the Wind."
yeah, and it's for such an evil man too. It's such a like oxymoron.
I think it's because he's established, and even though he's, it's a heel faction, like Lij, they're kind of beloved low key, but the audience doesn't want to admit it to themselves that they like the presence of Suzuki Gun.
Yeah, I feel you. Desperado interferes to hit Gunner with the chair shot. Then Suzuki follows up with repeated strikes and the sleeper hold. Goto fades away. Suzuki gives Goto the Gotch pile driver, and he gets a 1-2-3, and Suzuki is our new never overweight champion.
Wow. This was heart striking as I thought it would be. I did not like the interference from Suzuki Gun when Desperado hit Goto in the face with the water bottle. I don't think a match of this caliber needs interference. Goto is powerful as it is. Minoru is very powerful. You don't need the interference. Um, but I did like how they went head to head a lot of the times. Demon and the Samurai, and Suzuki would just laugh and yell after Goto's stiff shots. And he just kept laughing. And I mean, that was a sign to me that this was probably not going to go Goto's way. And I was right about that.
Hmm. Hmm. I think the thing with the interference was like a couple of weeks ago when they interfered once and they got away with it, and then they tried it again, and then Roppongi Vice came down. I think it was during that Zack Sabre Jr. match. I think it might have been,
Oh,
and
that's true.
I think that kind of works better, especially if it's got to be a part of the setup. You know, either they go for it the first time and it doesn't work. Kind of give it a little bit of variation because unfortunately the Suzuki Gun matches are kind of getting a little formulaic here the past month or so.
Yes, it's been interference this, interference that. And I get it. You're a heel faction. But how do you prove your power when things are won with interference in the match all the time?
Yeah, yeah. They just need to nasty it up a little bit more. Maybe get an injury angle on somebody.
That would be good. I think that would be great, and it would give somebody them a lot of time for breaks too that they need.
Right, right. All right, so we're gonna move on to the April 29th card where we had another Chaos versus Bullet Club match. This time we had Okada, Ishii, and Yano versus Bad Luck Fale, Kenny Omega, and Chase Owens. Okada gives Chase Owens a tombstone pile driver, followed by the Rainmaker, to get the win. So they finally got a win over the Bullet Club. Actually, a couple of events before this, they had lost to the Bullet Club a couple of times too. So this was like, I think out of 5 matches or 4 matches, this was their first win at being Chaos, leading into the Dontaku show. So that looked probably and his teammates looked really strong going into this match. And Chaos looks a little weak.
Um, yeah, I agree. I think they needed this win. Bad Luck Fale has had the upper hand these past couple of matches, so it was good to see Okada win and get it. And of course, Yano with his comedic timing, as usual, was nice to see. But it really hyped the match for Wrestling Dontaku. I'm glad that Okada got the win here.
All right. Next up, Caden Ricochet challenges for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title against
Ticking time bomb.
Takahashi. Yes, this match is everything that we thought it would be, that we would dream it would be. I mean, Ricochet just comes up and gets a quick early win, like he's really going for the title. Like he's trying to overwhelm Takahashi, but eventually Takahashi kind of gets his bearings, and then we start to have our match, and then they slow it down a little bit, do a little mat or other stuff. And Ricochet misses the 630, and Takahashi hits a destroyer for a near fall. Takahashi then gives Ricochet the Death Valley driver into the corner, followed by the Pine Bomb, and he gets the pin to retain the title. Great match.
Absolutely ridiculous match. Absolutely ridiculous. This is exactly what we thought it would be. I am so happy for both wrestlers. The strong offense from Ricochet with the top rope moves and the sunset flip bombs. It was just crazy. It was just like overdrive. And yes, they slowed it down for a bit, but the power was still there. The high flying was still there. The craziness was still there. Um, I mean, with that destroyer and that corner DVD and that time bomb, that was just a great sequence. Takahashi is really one of getting up there in terms of one of the better, almost best wrestlers in the world right now, dare I say. And we all know I love him, but I really think he is really hitting his stride here. And I'm glad he retained against Ricochet. I want Ricochet to challenge again, but I'm really happy he has this title come
Right.
in a long time since Kushida, I will say.
And what was also cool was that like Ricochet had counters for all the big he does on the outside. So like we didn't see the power bomb because he had the counters. We didn't see the like seated senton thing that he does because
Hmm.
Ricochet had a counter. So I thought I was like the really cool cut because of
They're a
that.
good match for each other.
Yeah. So fantastic, fantastic. Next up, we had the Ace Tanahashi versus Evil. The STO. He gives Evil a hip toss and then follows it up with the high cross body. Tanahashi then goes back up to the top and hits the high five flow and gets the win. So I guess it's kind of like settles their score. What do you think?
I think this really, yeah, closes the book, the chapter on this for Tanahashi and Evil. I think both wrestlers should move on. It was an all right match. Was I mean, it is what it is with New Japan. It's kind of par for the course. Um, I like the two high fly flows to seal the deal with Evil. Solid match, but again, this should be over for both of them. My question for you is where do both men go from here? What do you do with both of them?
Well, if I could foreshadow for a second, one of them will have something to do later on. The other one,
Well, Evil. I'll say Evil. What do you do with Evil now?
I don't know. Um, I know that the best of the Super Juniors is coming up, and so he may be free up to Ricochet to get those titles back. So that may be his position here for a little bit. So Ricochet can maybe do some good things in the best of the Super Juniors. Because I don't know, I doubt he can be in the never openweight 6 man title picture and also the best of the Super Juniors. I don't think those dates would be.
No, that would be too much.
Right. So that may be Evil's position. But we've got one more match to talk about, and then we'll kind of get into the interworkings of how the future bookings may go. So for the card of the 29th, the main event, I've never thought I would be saying this, but the artist formerly known as TJ Parker versus our favorite, Naito, for the IWGP Intercontinental title. I love the way this match started. I love the way how Naito was using kind of Juice's hypeness and his anxiousness and his eagerness because, of course, title match, main event, he's got nerves and all that kind of working against him. And Naito was just working really slow and like, he was going for the lockup and then Naito would duck it and go against the ropes and stall. And, so then that kind of happened twice. And then when Naito was ready, Juice Robinson decided he wanted to duck it. Okay, fine. And then, he kind of Naito paused a little bit longer. And he just made Juice Robinson more and more eager so that he would, maybe make it. He did. So I love the start. After kicking out of the Destinino, Juice manages to roll up Naito for a near fall. Juice then follows that up with a big left hand. Juice goes for the full picture, but Naito counters into the Destino, and Naito retains the title. After the match, Tanahashi challenges Naito for the IC title.
This match was great, 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 great stuff. CJ Parker, the artist formerly known as CJ Parker, Juice Robinson, has come such a long way. And it definitely was the biggest match of his career. And he knew everything was on the line, win or lose. and he went toe to toe with Naito, who already has this prestige behind him, and he did the job, did it well, made it seem that he could be on even ground with Naito. It would have been absolutely easy for Naito to steal the show and kind of make people think that Juice probably should be lower on the card because some people were wondering about that. But Juice Robinson and his performance in terms of how he sold, how his offense was, and the storytelling that happened made it seem like he really belongs at least in the upper mid card of New Japan. And I'm absolutely proud of Juice Robinson. I love this match. Naito really worked on his leg, and Juice would just still keep going. He was like a little engine that could. Unfortunately, he couldn't win, but this was a great match. In terms of after with Tanahashi, I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I mean, this is another thing. I want Naito to beat Tanahashi. Perfectly honest, but we'll see what happens with that. But overall, fantastic match between these two.
Did you see the video package before the match?
Yes, yes, I did, and it just talked about how it was so important to Juice Robinson, his 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 journeys about being a young lion and getting to be where he is. He's truly grateful, and it just added to the match as well. How did you like it?
Oh yeah, I loved it. That's the first time I really got a chance to see any of his personality. Just to hear him in a long form. Those New Japan videos are doing really well before the matches. So yeah, it yeah made me definitely root for him a little bit more going into the match. And yeah, like you said, they executed it well. I love the spot where he introduced me where he put his leg in the guardrail and then slammed it on it. Yeah, that was new.
That
And
looks so painful.
yeah, hadn't seen that done in any matches. So that was really cool. It's a kind of new thing. And like you said, Juice was selling and trying to come back and fighting on that knee. And they really made the Pulp Friction seem like a big deal because he was going for it and Naito kept countering it. So, he was very aware of the damage he could do. So, all in all, like you said, I agree with you, man. Just very proud of Juice and Naito definitely was very fair with him. He could have, like you said, he could have called the match was 75-25, but he definitely was going 50-50 with him. So good main event. Like I said, I love the match as well. So I want to remind everybody that you are listening to Cast a Strong Style presented by the WrestleCast. You can find us at www.cspn.us or wrestlecast.tumblr.com and also on SoundCloud, Google, iTunes, and wherever else podcasts can be downloaded, listened to, and subscribed. So now we're going to get into the preview of Wrestling Dontaku. This is one of the bigger shows in New Japan. It's always a marquee event leading into the spring and summer tournaments, which are a big part of New Japan once we start getting into the warmer months. So we're going to get right into it as we're going to have our undercard B, Kawato, and Yoshitatsu, who is back on the scene. Not doing much for me in terms of wrestling, but hey, I mean, 2, 3 years ago, he almost died in the ring. So, I guess I should have more sympathy for him, man. Versus the KOB and Oka.
You almost said it. You almost said it. Just
Kitamura.
it just go ahead. You could say it. It's the king of beef.
Yeah, that guy.
The king
And
the king of beef.
and Oka. I was watching. I was watching. I guess that would be the card from the 29th, and I was watching no the 27th. The main event card, and yeah, they're in the opening match, and yeah, it just your genius just rubbed off on me and was like, yeah, this dude is gonna be like a really big deal, and he hit like a lumberjack, and he looked good. That raise definitely well thought out.
I told you. Thank you so much for acknowledging my genius. And yes, Kitamura is the king of beef. For this match, Yoshitatsu, um, I wish from what I've seen since his return, uh, he really didn't learn anything in his excursion. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if I almost even care at this point. For this match, Kawato and Yoshitatu are basically, it's like David versus Goliath. Um, and I hope Goliath, the king of beef, reigns, but I do think that Harai is going to give him a little run for his money since he's the underdog who keeps going and going and going.
Oh yeah, I definitely see my man Kawatu just running in there and just seeing the KOB and just going straight for him, like before the match even officially starts. Cause he's got heart. I like that dude.
I do too. He's like a little, young whippersnapper who just doesn't know what's good for him. But
Right.
you want to see him prevail.
He's scrappy dude.
That is correct. That is his new name, Scrappy Doo.
All right. So next we're gonna have Chase Owens and Yujiro Bullet Club versus Will Ospreay and Yoshihashi.
And his
Chaos
wig. And his wig.
in his week.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know, man. Will Ospreay's been on a roll here lately, so I don't see why that would stop. Give me Will Ospreay Yoshihashi.
I'm gonna call it right now. Will Ospreay is gonna get the pin on Budget Sami Zayn's, aka Chase Owens. Um, Yujiro is gonna be Yujiro. Um,
How many girls you think? Three? This is a big show.
oh, it is a big show. I'll say two.
Two? Okay. You think the bunny is gonna be there?
Oh, Peter, yeah, she's definitely gonna be there.
Okay.
I don't know who else, but I think Peter should be there. But Will Ospreay will just gonna showcase his talents. I'm going to say I'm glad that he's getting these wins. And I think he'll pick up another one because the best of the Super Junior tournament is coming up. So I don't see any change to that with this match.
All right. Next up, Jushin Thunder Liger, Nakanishi, Nagata versus Tiger Mask, Tiger Mask Double, and Makabe.
First of all, it's like third time in the row. I'm gonna tell you, it's Tiger, Tiger.
Yeah, I forgot to just let you do your introduction.
So it's
Sorry.
Daddy Tiger and son, Tiger son. Yeah, I'm
Tiger
excited.
Mask and Tiger Double.
I'm gonna let that slide.
Well,
Go on.
number two. But okay, anyway. Let's see here. You gotta have Tiger Mask W win. So I'll go with 13. Tiger Mask Double, and Makabe.
I'm going to agree just because it's Tiger Daddy and Tiger Son. And last time they had a match together, Tiger Daddy ate the pin, and it was not nice. And I just want them to prevail. Um, I want them to win. I hope they win. I think it'll be a good, fun match. Everyone loves seeing the Tigers together, and I want to see more of Tiger Mask W.
Right. And
So
Japan dads are always good together when they're on the same team.
yeah, there was bring it out.
All right. So we got Chaos versus Suzuki Gun, as we have Beretta, Goto, Jado, and Rocky Romero, and Yano versus Desperado, Minoru Suzuki, Taichi, Takuma Kinochu, and Kanemaru.
Who do you have for this one?
Mm, this is tough because I like my man Desperado and I like when he wrestles and doesn't just interfere in the matches. I'm gonna go with Suzuki Gun on this one.
Um, I am going to disagree, and I'm going to go with Rapongi Nice for this. I think that Rocky Romero and Taichi.
See,
That's my
you're
prediction.
making bold predictions, man. You're planning like who's on Big Tens and stuff. That's next level.
I'm just saying. And if Suzuki Gun wins, it'll be Minoru Suzuki pinning like Jado or something like that. That's why I'm going with Rocky Romero pinning Taichi.
All right. Next up, the newest member of ROH, Cody, as we can call him in Japan though, Cody Rhodes versus David Finlay. think we both know who's gonna win this one.
Yeah, it's going to be Cody, of course. I'm not gonna say. I mean, David Finlay, come on now. I do have to say David Finlay should thank Chase Owens for now eating pins with him. So now he has a jobber buddy in New Japan. Shake his hand sometime. Um, but David Finlay will eat the pin for this one. Cody's just gonna look good. I want more from Cody in New Japan, but I know
Yeah.
it's hard with him because he's like a free agent,
Well, not anymore. He's signed with ROH, so he'll be a
like
part.
officially done.
Yeah, officially. So he'll be a part of the Best of Both Worlds and uh, the New Japan Rising shows and all the kind of cross promotions that they do.
Woo woo.
Next up, Juice Robinson and Kushida versus
Ticking time bomb.
and Naito. I'm gonna go with Lij here.
Yeah, no. I mean, of course, this is probably just gonna be to build another feud. I think this is gonna be more so for Kushida against Takahashi, more so than Juice because Naito has Tanahashi to deal with. So I think Kushida might come out and have a lot of offense against Takahashi. I think they're going to be the story of this match. I'm still going to go with Lij on this, but I think Kushida is going to give Takahashi a run for his money, basically saying don't forget about me, even though you kind of squashed me. You know, I wasn't considered one of the best juniors ever for no reason.
Right. Next up, we're gonna have Bushi, Evil, and Sonata versus Taguchi, Tanahashi, and Ricochet for the Never Six-Man titles. Like I said earlier, I think I'm gonna go with Lij again because we've got a whole bunch of stuff going on here with Tanahashi and Ricochet and some other programs that just don't make these belts seem like they would be a big enough deal for them to hold on to in
I
this
mean, I
particular
can't
show
disagree
right
with
now.
you.
So
I really can't disagree with you. I mean, there's too much going on with Ricochet and Tanahashi, as you said. It gives these guys from Lij something to do. There's other people that they can, challenge. But what happens to Taguchi if this happens? Like what? Like I feel like he's always getting lost in the
well,
shuffle.
he'll probably be a part of the Super Juniors, but I have loved this Coach Taguchi type thing they've been doing.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, I really dig it. That that last Big Ten man match they had where they did the corner spot,
Yeah.
and then Lij wiped everybody out, and he thought he thought his teammates were behind him, but they weren't. That's pretty good.
And then he ended up getting beaten down. Yeah, that was. I mean, that was funny.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good.
But I guess he'll just be like a comedic genius, even though he can be really taken seriously in the ring. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just want more from him. But they have such a stacked roster that not everyone can just rise to the top.
correct. Next up, we've got a three-way for the IWGP Tag Team titles, as we have the Gorillas of Destiny versus Tenkozy versus War Machine. So this is a tough one.
You think so?
I think I'm gonna stick with War Machine. I think that they've kind of proven themselves worthy of holding that title a little bit longer.
I am going to say no. I'm going to say the Gorillas of Destiny. I know, bold. But yes, I'm going with the Gorillas of Destiny.
For some reason, I see Tange breaking out and being the singles soon. So that's the only reason why I kind of didn't, because I know we talked about that on the last episode.
I mean, I can see it, but what's he going to do in the singles picture? Where is he going to go?
Oh, the summer is coming.
The summer is coming. Yes, there's places for him to shift to, but I don't know. I still see them as a tag team for now until a lot more things are settled.
Okay.
I'm not going with War Machine on this one.
All
And
right.
sadly, Tenkoji is out in the cold.
Yeah, on this one they are. But I don't know. Nobody expected them to win the belts when they won the first time. So,
That's true. They could surprise us again.
right. Match that I've been looking forward to for probably about a month and a half. Kenny Omega versus Ishii, semi-main event. This is going to go at least 25 minutes, maybe 30.
I am I'm going to be waiting with bated breath because this is going to be a hell of a match between these two. The power, the agility of both of these men is going to come into play. I don't even know. This is a tough one to call. You go first.
I think Omega's going to win by a hair. I mean, he's going to pull it out, but it's not going to be easy.
Well, no. No matter who wins, they're going to be probably almost carted out the way this is going to end. Um, I'm gonna go with Kenny Omega because you know he's like husband number five for me, so I gotta support him, Kenny Omega. And I think we need more of the One Winged Angel. I think this will be a showcase of you know what Kenny can really do, and Ishii already got a win over Kenny. Have Kenny have the win, set him up for future things. That's why I think Kenny.
All right. And then our main event for the IWGP title is the Underboss. Bad Luck Fale versus Okada. It's going to be Okada, but I think Fale is going to surprise some folks, and he is going to put on a hell of a performance. Me and
No,
Mitchell have had so many conversations about this off air. You guys
no,
just don't understand.
no. Y'all really just no. The answer is no. Yet no. Okay, no. Bad Luck Fale is not going to surprise anybody. Okay, honey? No. Okada is going to get a decent match out of him. Decent. Is it going to be a slobber knocker? No. Is it going to be a spectacular event? No. And it's not going to be great. The only thing I'm looking forward to is five Rainmakers and the 1, 2, 3. That's all I'm looking forward to. And Okada's robe, of course. And Ghetto's mind control
Yeah,
of the android.
I'll be looking for that this time. Highly.
Just a minute. You've said yes to almost every other theory. The android theory is not crazy.
I
I'm
didn't
not
really catch
crazy.
it. I didn't really catch it this last time that Okada wrestled in a big match, but I'll be looking for it on this one for
Well, that
sure.
was Shibata. That was huge. I mean, maybe for this one you'll catch it. But yes, he's an android and he will win. He better win.
So yes, you guys go out, use your $10 wisely, subscribe to New Japan World, check out Wrestling Dontaku. It's gonna be a fantastic card.
That's right. There are no House of Horrors matches. There are no screaming authority figures. Just great wrestling, great characters. NewJapanWorld.com.
All right, Melissa. Now before we wrap up, let's do talk about the Young Lions project that happened at the beginning of the month.
Woo woo.
We had a debut, but first let's catch people up to what the Lionsgate Project actually is. It's a series of shows for young lions to gain experience. This year, New Japan is working with All Japan, the K Dojo, and a couple of three other promotions. I know they used to work with Noah, but the relationship has kind of fizzled out, so Noah is no longer a part of it. But still, they had some pretty good young lions. Unfortunately, the show's pretty formulaic. It's just a showcase for the young lions, and they all picked in. But Shota Umunu, is that how you say it?
Shiota Umino.
Umino, yeah, aka Red Shoes, the referee's son,
Yes.
made his actual debut in this particular um, series of matches in this particular night, and it was
Yes.
actually a pretty good match. Um, Taka gave him a lot. He didn't just kill him like he could do with Ricky. I mean, he actually had a couple of moves, and his offense looks pretty good.
I agree. I mean, I like seeing Shiota, and Taka was really good with him in terms of giving him a lot of places for offense. He really got some solid offense in. I can see Shiota being versatile in terms of character. Like I don't see like a natural baby face. I don't see one person who can be just a heel. I can see him doing both, which is good. I do think that he needs to find himself a little bit more in the ring, be a little bit more smooth. He forgot a couple of things, but that's fine. I mean, it's his debut match. Um, Red Shoes said, that, as a wrestler, there are things he needs to work on. But as a father, he said, "Excuse me, I need to go to the restroom and cry," because he was so proud.
My man Kawato, he does what Kawato does. Um, Showed off really good against Desperado. These are the two people I enjoy watching wrestle, so I actually enjoyed this match a lot. Desperado got the win with pedigree. Or he hit the pedigree, then he gives him the go to red and gets the win. But Kawato doing his thing.
I agree, and I like El Desperado. I don't think El Desperado gets a lot of credit in terms of being part of Suzuki Gun. There's a lot of other characters that can overshadow him, but in wrestling, he's like Kawato is definitely grasping this, little engine that could character. He's very rootable, potential to be like a huge face, like Daniel Bryan type face. I think that people just want the little guy to win, like the nice guy who just wants to go far. He spent most of the match getting his legs worked on. There was a long Boston Crab spot that he did on Desperado and really got the crowd into it. Ultimately, he lost, of course, but I still love seeing both in the ring.
Right. Now you're gonna have to help me out with the names of the next two gentlemen that Jado and Gedo faced, who are from All Japan.
It was Yuma Oyagi and Kohi Iwamoto.
Yeah, I like these guys. They're young, kind of dynamic team. Um, Gato hit the stunner off the ropes, and then that led to Jado following up with the baby DDT. They only got the near fall. Jado then applied the cripple crossface, or excuse me, crossface for the submission, and he got the victory. I like these two guys. Like I said, I thought they showed up pretty good.
I think so too. Both of them are from All Japan. I think they're a solid tag team. I like the Oyagi's standing drop kick.
Hmm.
I want to see more from these two. I wasn't a fan of the match as a whole. I think Ghetto was in there just way too long. He's getting old, getting a little long in the tooth, and it's showing in the ring. It's showing in the ring, and I'm not liking it. If you're gonna be in a match, fine, but you need to have someone else carry the weight for you because you're not a spring chicken anymore. But other than that, solid match. I want to see more from these two.
Ioki actually made me tweet out that a very good drop kick is like still like one of the most effective moves a young wrestler can do and have in their arsenal.
I agree, 100%. You can do it out of nowhere, and it'll knock your opponent down. I love it.
Hmm. Now, actually, this is going to be my favorite guy that we got to see on this card. We had, and it wasn't Yoshihashi in his wig. It was Toro Segura.
Yeah, Sugiura.
Okay, yeah, he looks kind of like Yano, but like hella athletic.
Yes.
I think
Yeah. Go ahead.
no, I was impressed. I really liked it. I really liked what he was doing, like his offense, and I was just like, wow, if Yano actually was serious and maybe like 15 years younger, this is what he would be like.
I felt the same way. He is a serious, athletic Yano. Um, I like him a lot as well. He's got a smooth style with a lot of power. I want to see more. I need to see more of him and his work. He actively got the crowd involved and riled up and then would do like a spot outside the ring, which would make people even more engrossed in the match. And with his offense, it just seemed like he went toe to toe. It just seemed like it wasn't like this was a New Japan wrestler versus Young Lion or someone outside. It was like he belonged in the ring there. Like this was outside of the Lionsgate project. And he showed up. It was a solid match, and I mean, I hope they do more with him.
Right. Yoshi gets the win with the butterfly lock, which is one of my favorite submissions. I like to put it on like my nephew and things of that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Tenzan and Kojima versus Ayoto Yoshida and Dinosaurs. Takuma.
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 Yes. Yeah.
Definitely got some of my syllables here. Kojima hits the Lariato on Dinosaur Takuma, and they get the win. This match just kind of came and went for me. I wasn't impressed by either one of these guys, to be honest.
Yeah, I could give or take them. I mean, Dinosaur Takuma is really a guy in a dinosaur suit. I mean, he's a comedic character. He had some comedic spots. Meh. Tenkoji are in a bad mood because they lost the titles, but okay offense. Meh. It was what it was. Just another match, but yeah, I could take or give these guys.
All right, and then the main event was Oka and Nagata versus Nakanishi and the KOB. Keep the mirror.
The king of beef.
Yes,
The king of
yes.
beef. That's right. The king of beef.
Nagata fought the crossface in KOB, but it was broken up by Nakanishi. Nagata then followed up with the backdrop driver on the KOB, and Oka and Nagata get the win. Fun match. Oka and the KOB got a lot of and against the New Japan dads on the other team, so I really liked it. The power spot between Oka and Nakanishi were pretty cool.
I agree. I just hold on for a second. Okay, just had to mourn the loss of. Moving on. So, I like seeing Oak. Are you laughing at my tears? The king of beef lost. I don't.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, sorry. I shouldn't be getting so much
How?
enjoyment from your
Wow,
pain.
Don. That was wow. That was rude. I mean,
It's very
jeez.
insensitive. It was. It was.
It's my tears over this match. Anyway, I need to report. I liked seeing Oka and the King of Beef go head to head. That better not be a chuckle, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always goading each other. I see. Like they're always just, pushing each other back and forth. They chop each other back and forth as well. I want a feud between these two. I need a feud between these two powerhouses. It's just two beasts just going at it, and I love to see it. It was an all right match. It's here or there. They're young lions. They have a way to go, but I'm looking forward to seeing everybody grow, just about. And I like the Lionsgate project because it really gives them their time to shine. All the work they do day in and day out for their senpais, and they get some shine and some spotlight and some recognition. Yes.
Yeah, it's a very cool deal because it's not easy being a young lion in the Japan system, going through the dojo and doing the training and having to wrestle the matches and then be the second outside of the ring and now
Mm-mm.
have to take a beating from Suzuki when he gets mad when he
Mm-mm.
don't win his matches. Yeah, it's rough, man. So I'm with you. I'm so glad to get a chance to showcase some of their skills against some longer matches than they normally would, just being in the opening two matches that they normally relegated to when they're learning their craft.
Yes, and I think that New Japan actually has a very good class of young lions. All of them bring something different to the table. I hope we see Hanare back from injury soon. I liked him, and future is growing up well. I like it.
Right, right. So is there? Oh yeah, we should get the people over to New Japan NJPW 1972 and check out the trailer for the G1 as they released a little mini trailer that you guys can check out. Kind of get everybody hyped for the G1 coming on July 1st and July 2nd
So
in Los
good.
Angeles. Um, yeah, it's been sold out, so now they got to kind of figure out what they want to do as far as broadcasting it here in America. If they're gonna kind of link up with Access and do it live, and maybe have Jim Ross call it, or if they're gonna, or what else or whatever they're gonna do. Jim contract is still Jim Ross, excuse me, still under contract until I think September with Access. So it's going to be very interesting to kind of see what they do here in America with broadcasting those two particular shows.
They need to have it live, and I think They should have Mauro Ranallo call the action
Mm,
because Jim Ross is now on contract with WWE. He might be calling a couple New Japan things for access after a while, but I don't think it is the correct move for New Japan to do that. I think Mauro Ranallo will really put in the excitement that needs to be comes to this type of stuff, especially
mm-hmm.
in New Japan, to do it justice. I think Mauro is genuinely excited about the product, genuinely excited about what goes on in the ring, and he will do his best to come with the research, come with his catchphrases, and bring the excitement to English audiences. They need that. Who's just going to drone on and on and on. I think Morrow is the man to
I
do
think
it.
I think that yes, that would be very ambitious of New Japan, but I think if it's not Jim Ross, just with the ties to access, which them already having the established station there, and he's kind of the voice. Him and Josh Matthews kind of the voice of that channel. That's the reason why I thought that they would kind of get first dibs, even though Jim Ross is, kind of working in two offices at one time right now.
Hmm.
But my second thing is that I think it would the backup would be Kevin Kelly and Cyrus because of their work that they've done flying halfway across the world once a month to host these shows and then have a show and they not get it hosted. I don't think that would be cool for them.
That's true. That is true. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I think they then at that point, you know, courtesy wise, they should have absolutely first dibs on it.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. But before we get there, we're gonna have like most of us saying the best of the Super Juniors. Gonna be cranking up here soon. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to really last year. I mean, it was like a debate which was better, the best of the Super Juniors or the Cruiserweight Classic. I mean, it just tells you that's just the high quality of the cruiserweights from around the world, especially the guys that come in from CMLL. That come in and give their different flavor too. So a lot of fun.
It's going to be absolutely great. It's one of their best tournaments that they come up with every year, and I'm just gonna briefly just rattle off the names of past winners, starting from 2013. Prince Devitt, aka Finn Balor. 2014 was Ricochet. 2015 was Kushida. 2016 was Will Ospreay. Think about that. That is the cream of the crop in the wrestling world. That's what you need to expect with the best of Super Juniors. I am thrilled and I can't wait to see these matches.
Right. Yeah, they're gonna be fantastic. It does not fail to deliver. Um, and because we do this show every 2 weeks, we'll be able to get through a whole bunch of the rounds and talk about them and have a good time, a good length to talk about them. And if you get the network, they break them up so you can just watch those single matches and not really have to watch the lesser matches on the underneath shows when they put the shows out. So it really makes it very easy to just isolate on the best of the Super Junior tournament. So
Absolutely. New Japan makes it great for you.
yes, spend that $9.99, folks. Spend that $9.99. And if somehow you can't spend the $9.99, every once in a while, check out the What We're Watching hashtag, as there will be links to the bigger matches, not necessarily the whole shows, but isolated matches. Uh, you will be able to find under the WrestleCat hashtag, WrestleCat, excuse me, Wrestle Twitter account under the hashtag What We're Watching. Do you have a rant or rave this week, or you just want to give straight shout out?
I mean, I've already given a little mini rave on the ticking time bomb, Takahashi. So I will let your brain soak in everything. I mean, I've given you guys a lot to think about. I will come with a rave next week, or maybe just a theory on what New Japan needs to do to have a foothold here in the United States. But that will be next time. So my shout outs will be to everyone who has listened to us, helped us grow as a podcast. It's been great. Um, anyone who's been on Twitter. Cast a Strong Style is our hashtag. And you know what? I'm going to shout out one person that I don't think knows that this is happening. Or,
What?
no, excuse. Why are you laughing? I'm really serious right now.
Okay, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's all right. No worries. I want to shout out Don because without him, this would not be anything. We would not have such a great show. He is the anchor to this. He is funny, witty, loves his wrestling almost as much as I do, acknowledges my genius, appreciates all of you. And you know what, Don? I appreciate you more than you know.
Well, thank you,
Bring it all.
madam. Yes, thank you, madam. I appreciate that. You caught me off guard. That's why I was laughing. I wasn't expecting the final shout out to be for me. I was totally off guard. So thank you. I appreciate those kind words.
You're welcome, and your check is, well, my check is in the mail, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. My check is in the mail. Yeah.
Today, today,
hmm
confirmed.
Thank you very much. No, but seriously, Don is the best. We love you, Don. Yay! Now, if you could just
Well,
call the King of Beef, we'd be all square.
the KOB is definitely growing on me. I'd like to give a shout out to Moto for those kind words. Thank you. I just don't know what to say besides thank you. I appreciate all the people who listen to us and all the people who download and rock with this. It may not be for 3 in the morning. It may have to be for 3 in the afternoon. But maybe if we can hold off and get everybody on board, we can set up and do a live tweet for one of these weekend big shows that come out on the weekend. Um, see that coming up in our future. So continue to just listen, support our sponsors at www.tspn.us. Click on the tab at the top of the page, and you'll see it says support our sponsors. Go buy your mom something for Mother's Day off of Amazon.com or buy our book. Off to a drive home or a trip this summer. Sponsors, go support them, just like you guys support us listeners to the podcast every week. And so for my co-host Mojo, I'm Don Delarente, and this has been episode 4 of Gas of Strong Style.